minutes. 5, 3, 2, 1, 0, and liftoff.
And good evening. Here we are. Marcus is, he can hear us. I think he can hear us, but he's a bit busy. A little while. So there's Ken down there.
Eating a burger.
Are you eating a burger, Marcus?
Maybe.
I get very suspicious when he's got his black.
Yes. Anyway, how are you all? Right. It's been a whole week since we saw you last. We're back here. So, we got Brian. And drone guy, I'm sure I'm going to come back to it, and Kim, and Stephen, and Jerry Bell. Right, okay.
Good evening.
Good evening, as they say. So yeah, so what have we been up to? Anyone been? Oh, Steve Knowles, hello, and Lauren. Sorry, Lauren. But yeah, well, we've been up to. Gav, you been up to much?
Work. Unfortunately,
yeah, same here, mate. So
he looks busy. Look at all the screens he's got set up.
Oh, I know.
He used to look.
Multitasking.
Harvey.
Multitasking,
Evening, gentlemen, and young Jackie.
Hi, Harvey.
I like that Harvey dude.
Yeah, I'll come to Harvey's bar.
Yeah, cool bar.
Hi, Caroline. She's back in the house. And right, okay. Right, so tonight we've got Marcus will be joining us. We're not going to leave that picture on
when he finishes his burger.
I want to say again?
Sally.
When he finishes that burger.
When he finishes that burger, yeah. McDonald's turned up. Oh, really?
McDonald's. He's still got burger sauce around his face.
Hi, Marcus.
I'll be back. I may have to drop out, but I'm back for now.
Okay.
What, for another bite?
And Sally. Hi, Sally. Sally's looking after the dog. That's why it's very quiet in the house. The dog's over there.
Sally and her cake.
Sally's cake.
Love that cake.
We should have pictures of Sally's cake on the background, shouldn't we?
Yeah, I've got a picture of it. Gorgeous.
We have got a picture of it, yeah. Right, anyway. So, special guest tonight.
Yeah.
You may guess. You may know.
Wait. I'm going to give everyone a clue first.
Hold on.
Let me type it in the thingies.
You got a picture of a bath?
No, so spoil it. Yes.
Oh, dear.
Can you guess who it is?
Can you guess who it is? Here we go.
Let's welcome this week's Drone Seekers live show special guest.
The world exclusive, all the way from the new offices in Helsinki, is Mr. Stephen Sutton from the FlybyGuys.
Good evening. Good evening, everyone.
And how are you?
Fine. Good. It's been a while. It's been a while since I've seen you all.
It has. We've been so busy, been locked up in cells and stuff like that.
Well, Stephen's been in
not quite as
Taiwan
bad as that. I'm
forever.
sure it wasn't quite as bad as that. But
I was in Taiwan forever. You're right, Marcus. I felt like I was there. I felt like I was there forever. But I've always been coming onto the show, no matter what time difference where I am. I always come in to say hello, try to catch it as much as I can.
Yeah,
I always come in, always say hi, always
Always gets a bathtub.
I always get the bathtub. make sure you clean that bath towel after you use it because it's really important. It's part of your pre-bath checklist. You should do that.
I think, Jack, it's been so long now that people have actually forgot when we talk about the bath.
Right, when I first met Stephen, I was convinced he was the guy that made a drone out of a bath that you could actually sit in and fly.
You did actually flew to the shops in it.
Yeah, but it turns out it was someone else. But you know, I still think that if anybody's capable of building me my bathtub drone, it's this man over here.
That's what I was going to say. Stephen has the skills. He can do it.
Yeah, exactly.
Look, he can fly like what 5,000 drones in one go.
1,500. 1,500.
Oh, well, you know,
10,000. Let's help.
So he couldn't easily build me a bathtub drone, couldn't he?
Look, Jack. For you, I'd build you a bathtub drone. I would. Yeah.
See, now I've got it on order now. I've got
I'll
witnesses.
tell you what. I'll tell you what's going to be so damn funny is you watch the next drone show that Stephen does. There'll be a big bathtub flying by the sky.
I'll tell you what.
You, Jack.
There is a challenge for it, Steve. You imagine 1,500 bathtubs.
Okay, I'll put the animators on that now.
Bloody explosion at bloody plumps, wouldn't it?
As long as we get rid of the scum, it's okay. It's fine.
That's one, you know. No pre-used bath. We'll have a brand new one, eh?
It has to be shiny white. Get the Vim on there, you know.
You're going back some now, Stephen. Vim.
I know.
We will have to find that video. I must admit, I'll look for it during the show. Maybe show a bit of it, just so that people know what we're about. I don't even know what it's called.
In the house.
Who's in the house?
Chris Wedgeworth.
Yeah.
And Brian says, paint it blue and call it the Skydio 3.
Do you know why? Do you know what I know now, Jackie? I know why you thought that was doing that because they're called the real life guys.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Right. Okay.
The real life.
And I
there
got
you
muddled.
go. Just,
Oh,
you've got the guys bit. You've got the flying guys. It's not right, but the rest of it.
that now makes sense why you thought it was me, you know. But, I mean, clearly they were not as good looking as me. I mean, just top of my head, right? I mean, you know, they obviously were not as.
I think from memory that he flew it and he had a crash helmet on, so you know it was a bit of disguise. So
he did have a crash helmet, yeah, he did, yeah.
I can't remember, yeah.
I do have a hard hat. But you know, I don't have a crash helmet, but I have a hard hat right over there. Yeah, and it's yellow.
Ah, cool.
And it's yellow. Yeah, we have to keep it with the brand colours, you know. So.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Yeah, everyone needs to check out Stephen's channel. It's called the FlybyGuys. He does amazing stuff.
Yes. And make sure you have to put the little hyphens in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's quite easy. It is quite easy to find now. It's quite easy to find. And we've you know, I don't know when I was last on the show. Where I think it was last year or sometime last.
Yeah, it was sometime ago.
Something. Yeah. So we've been doing quite a lot. Marcus has got because Marcus is always on his bike. You know, so he's got his crash helmet on.
Easy mistake to make, isn't it? Now you can't tell.
Don't make me get my hard hat now. Don't make me get my hard hat.
Hey, that's something that Terry would do, right? Terry would do something like that. He's not here, so I had to fill in.
Oh, yeah.
Hopefully he's going to join us for the joke.
Indeed, yes. Well, Terry's still sort of wandering around in the UK. I think last spotted in Wales, and my daughter's over in Wales as well. My daughter sent me some pictures today where they filmed the I'm a Celebrity. She went down. There's one little star there, and I thought, hi Gary, evening, ladies.
Hello, Gary.
We are jelly beans because ladies is Jackies. We are jelly beans. I like jelly beans.
So, Stephen, what country are you in right now?
I'm home. I'm actually home in Helsinki.
New office.
We're in the brand new FlybyGuys office. which is
Nice.
also my studio as well now. So I've just returned from Germany. I've been in Germany for 2 weeks.
Cool.
I was there, and we and my team, we were doing inspections over there. So we were doing
Yeah.
telecom inspections. So I was literally driving all over Germany. The only
Wow.
place I didn't go to Munich, but I went everywhere else.
Loved your
And,
post, Stephen. It was fun seeing your daily posts from Germany.
yeah, it was nice. Because I went to East Germany, and I went to real East Germany, and
Right, yeah.
it was incredible to go there. And of course, I was working, and we had, we had an agenda, we had a time to but we didn't have any time to really can spend anywhere. But as I was doing my work, and I'm looking around and going, this is East, and you can really feel it being East Germany, even though Germany is Germany now.
I was going to say, does it still have that feel about it though? Even though
it does. It does.
There.
Yeah, because you have that architecture, so you have that kind of post-Soviet architecture, which is really amazing. And we were in these buildings because we had to go onto the roofs of these buildings to access. Yeah, so going into these buildings was incredible. You felt like you were in a spy movie. You were literally.
Name Bond.
Let me guess, Stephen. So many of them were 5 stories high, correct?
5 stories. Some of them were. There was the odd one which was 9 stories, but some of them were 5, 6 stories. Yeah.
So those Soviet bloc apartment buildings were most of them 5 stories high.
Yeah.
So Caroline's important is Steve. I can barely understand Steve. You have such a strong Finnish accent.
Yeah.
I thought that as well when you first.
The thing is, in Finland right now, I walked here, from my home, which is only 10 minutes. The streets are empty right now because it's the Finnish, it's the world champion ice hockey final.
Right.
And it's Finland v Canada.
Oh,
and Finland's a really big thing, actually. And actually, Finland beat the USA last night. Sorry,
what?
Finland completely destroyed America.
Chuck and all the rest of it. Now he's about to top Lauren as well.
The Czech Republic just got bronze today, so they beat America as well. So unfortunately,
you can take that so many ways.
Look, boo.
So right now, Finland are playing Canada. The streets are completely, because this is an ice hockey country. They really love ice hockey here. So you walk it, it's almost like a zombie apocalypse here. It's the streets. I'm in the capital city. My office is right in the center, and the streets are empty. You could hear it.
Ooh,
a pin
eerie.
drop,
Like
except
times,
it is like COVID times. Except if Finland score, then you'll hear everyone laughing. You'll hear all the roars out. So I haven't heard any roars. So I'm.
And if Canada score, you'll hear boo.
Exactly. Yeah.
And when there's a television timeout or a television commercial, all you hear is toilets flushing.
It's true. It's very true. Yeah, so I'm a bit concerned. I'm a bit concerned about going home. My wife is probably, she might be in a bad mood when I get home if they get beat. But let's see. But if anyone knows the score, please. No, not go Canada. Come on, Jerry. Come on. Finland.
Go.
Well, Carolyn's saying Finland and Canada are the only 2 countries that care about ice hockey. That is absolutely not true. It is huge in the United States. It is gigantic. Yeah.
You have the NHL. You have the NHL. It's huge, and there's many of the Finnish players who are not actually playing because they're still playing for the NHL right now. But yeah, it's a big thing. It is a huge thing. But yeah, I'm more of a football guy myself. However, but you know, I have to get in with the Finnish spirit and
up in Nottingham. I've got some friends who live in Nottingham, and they are massive ice hockey fans. I didn't even realise it existed in the UK. To be fair,
it does.
When I was 10, I wanted to be a professional ice hockey player when I grew up.
Because you watched that film, didn't you? What was that film?
Oh, what, the one
Mighty
with
Ducks.
Mighty Ducks or something? Yeah.
Bend it like Beckham.
Bend it like Beckham. Bend it like Jackie.
I didn't skate, but I wasn't going to let a minor detail like that stop me.
I tell you what, I can see me on ice skates. I can just imagine where I'll be. I won't be on the skates for very long. On my backside, maybe. me and ice. I mean, I can't even drive. I can't even walk down the road on the path and fall over on ice. Imagine on skates. Imagine
here in Finland, all the football fields that they have, as soon as winter comes, they just spray water over it and it becomes an ice.
And then it's a rig.
Yep.
Oh, that's great.
Okay, I'm going to use my British accent here for just a second. You can smell ice, can ya? What movie is that from?
Go, blimey, go.
I think Harvey's talking about the Liverpool game yesterday, where in France he just wasn't playing the game really. I mean, spraying people with pepper spray, bit of a no-no, but there you go. That's the thing. The British take football too seriously, I think.
Yeah.
But
absolutely.
Stephen, have you got the new Mini 3?
We were just talking about this before you came into the pre-show. I've ordered mine. It's in the shop right now, and I promised the guys. No, it's there. And what I promised the guys was I was going to go pick it up on the way home, and when I get home, I'll send the guys a message. I'll send them a little photograph and show them.
Hey, Stephen. So in Finland, will it have the different range? In other words, the CE range instead of the FAA?
It will have the CE range, and we will not have the heavier batteries. So we'll only have the batteries that will give us the sub 250. So we the heavier ones.
Is that going to be the same in the UK then, or is it heavy battery available in the UK?
I think so. Yeah, I think so.
Europe wide, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Even though Britain's not in Europe anymore, but that's another story. But I think it's going to fall into that.
Just when we come out of the of Europe, we started joining up and sort of playing the same silly rules with the EASA. And
listen, guys, I can get those heavier batteries if you want them. Now, there might be a little markup.
Imagine going, here, mate. I've got a couple of heavy batteries.
The heavier batteries last longer, I guess. Yeah. More flight time.
Yeah.
But they make me thrown over.
Longer.
Yeah, it just makes them. It just makes the drone a bit heavier, so it doesn't come under the sub 250 rule. So I think it goes over. I don't know how heavy it is, Marcus. Do you know?
Somebody weighed them, and I can't remember either, Stephen. But let me say this: when was the last time, or at least I have never seen anybody from the FAA walk up to me with a scale in their hands and say, hey, weigh my drone and see, so now where that would come into play, I would imagine, is if there was an incident, right? Yeah. And then perhaps somebody would take a look at the drone and say, well, that's got the heavier battery.
Or that you're going somewhere you shouldn't be.
Yeah, you would also be looking at the log files as well. Maybe they would also show up there. Everything comes into play.
So I just got to bring another guest in. Hang
on. Hey, Terry.
Hey, Marcus. You're right.
Needs more light, Terry.
Guest of mine as well.
I vaguely remember him.
Yeah, this is Joshua.
Hello, Joshua. How you doing?
Hello, Joshua.
Hi, we're live on YouTube.
Hi, Joshua.
Right now.
You're a star, Joshua.
That's me. That's Jackie. Yeah. We decided to join you tonight.
Oh, well done.
It was very kind of you.
I think you could have a Welsh accent.
I remember him.
Yes.
It's what?
Vaguely remember you.
Oh, good. Well, I won't be here next week either.
Oh,
Look, Gary.
it's
Gary,
part-timer now.
So Gary says, who's Terry? Last week it was, oh, bring back Terry. All's forgiven.
Yeah.
So we bring Terry back and then he's like, who's Terry? Come on, Gary. We tried to get Gary to do a joke last week. He did sort of.
Hello, Gary.
So
Anyway, Stephen, how are you?
I'm fine, Terry, and you?
Yeah, very well, thanks. I've just done quite a long road trip from Spain up into Wales. Spent
Nice.
some time in Wales, and now I'm up with my daughter and grandson in Nottingham.
Nice.
Oh,
Very
right.
nice.
he's getting closer. He's getting closer all the time.
Yeah.
You're only about 122 miles away from there, Terry.
Oh, well, you've
Too
got to go and
bad,
have
is
a
it?
fly, surely.
Yeah.
That ain't bad at all. What I was going to say, well, we need, perhaps, so what are your plans for the rest of the, for this coming week? You say you was going down, you're moving on somewhere?
Well, we're going to the Space Museum tomorrow, the Space Centre, National Space Centre. Wednesday, we're going down to London, and then we're going to the Trooping of the Colour. We've been invited to that on Thursday. Friday, we're coming back to here, and they've got, because I'm on a military establishment, and they got quite a few things going on over the weekend. So
There's absolutely nothing going around here at all. It just fascinates me.
No.
There's about two houses with bunting. It just goes, what can I say?
well, we tried to take the drones out day before yesterday, Josh.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we're right in the middle of East Midlands Airport restricted area.
Oh, whoops.
Oh dear.
What
I know.
shocks me is that the UK has a space museum.
It's okay.
Don't
Marcus, Marcus, it's just a big empty space.
It's just a big empty space,
Like Area 51, yeah?
yeah.
We had a song about space, man. It nearly won the Eurovision Song Contest, obviously.
Yes.
Isn't it? Yeah. There you go.
Good second.
A very good second.
Ground control, the Major
Gary,
Tom.
Gary, are you in the camper van? Well, I can quite clearly say that is not a camper van that Terry's in.
No. I'm in my daughter and son-in-law's bedroom. They've hired it out to Linda and I, and whilst they're sleeping on sofa bed in the lounge. That's very nice of them. But of course,
So
we have to share it with Josh and with Isabel and the dogs. And no, but
So
we're
you've
having
now
a
made
really,
it a studio
really
as
good
well.
time.
So you've now made it a studio as well as a bedroom now as well. So it's now a
Yeah.
studio.
Yeah, exactly that.
That's how to do it. Sorry, can we come and stay at your home? By the way, I'm going to have to make it a studio as well. Sorry.
Yeah.
Who's in this? Look, the
Important
UK
drone
Space
business.
Museum. It never really took off.
You took off.
Oh, Gary. I'll let you know next week.
Oh dear.
So, Stephen, what you got coming up next? Where are you off to next?
Well, we have a big contract in Germany at the moment. As I say, I've been in Germany for the past 2 weeks. I came back on Thursday. I've been literally I've been traveling pretty much non-stop since the beginning of January. So things just haven't stopped at all. When I came back from Taiwan, I went to France to visit another company, and then off to Germany, and then I had to go back to the UK for family reasons, and then I was back here, and then we got this deal, so which means that we do a lot of inspections. So I had to go there to. I'm not actually managing it. I've got my other. I have my other colleagues who are taking the lead for a change, which is nice. I'm
delegated.
I've delegated, yeah. So Michael, he's been project managing that, and he speaks German as well, which is really good. So he's able to deal with all the permissions, the flight permissions, and getting into the buildings and whatnot. So it's been fantastic. It's been exhausting, but it's been very, very worthwhile. So Yeah, sorry, when you go.
Well, I'm just curious as what kind of inspections, building inspections, tower inspections?
Tower inspections, telecom inspections we're doing, yeah. So we're working for one of the big tower companies, one of the largest tower companies in the world, actually, which is something that we wanted to get into. I've always, I come from the telecom side, and also my colleague Michael, he also, that we actually work together in this telecom company. So we have telecom experience. We have telecom. We come from that network in a sense, if you pardon the pun. So, and when we started the FlybyGuys, one of the main things we wanted to concentrate on was telecom inspection, because we really believe that the value that drones can offer would really help. I mean, we have really good software that can really help with that. It can help with feasibility studies, certification, as well as doing all the checks as well to see the as-built reports. So that's what we're doing now. So we're it's been quite incredible, and it's now it looks like we're going to be doing this for the foreseeable future.
So what about the drone light shows where you fly?
Well, we're still involved with that. We have a small break at the moment. Not our own doing, just the way things are. I'm also talking with other companies who want us to be involved as well, because of our experience and what we've been doing.
Lauren asked a question. Do you do any solar panel inspection?
Yes, Lauren, we do actually have solar power inspection. We actually have software that we can use for that, actually, and it's really, really incredible software, because again, I do believe that artificial intelligence is the best way to go when it comes to doing inspections, because humans are rubbish. We are just rubbish. For someone who wanted to build a bathtub drone, just shows you how rubbish people are, in a sense, So
we want a bathtub.
I know, but the value that it brings to anything else is completely pointless. However, it is fun, but that is a completely different story. But artificial intelligence, we really believe that is the way to go, because humans are rubbish. We don't have the ability to see everything. We can see things. And artificial intelligence can.
You put me in a bathtub drone, and I'll be able to see stuff.
I don't quite know what to say to that, Jack. If I put you in a bathtub,
put her in a bathtub, Stephen, she'd make a film of it.
As long as that film's private, Teddy, I'm okay with that. That's fine.
Caroline, can you get me permission to quadcopter dive these towers?
Hey, Stephen, I've got a question about the drone displays. Now, it looks to me like that is going to be something that's just going to continue to grow and grow and grow. Fireworks are getting less popular because obviously burning things down and so forth. And those drone shows, quite frankly, can be even more spectacular in so many ways. So are you seeing a lot of growth in requests for that?
We are. We've seen, even though we haven't been doing it now since Taiwan, I still stay in touch with many people who are doing it. I'm in touch with companies who want us to come and work, and I'm seeing the requests coming in, and they are quite incredible. It really has grown, and it is only going to get bigger. However, we have to make sure that this remains safe. That however we do this, whoever does it, it remains safe. I think that there was a story in the press, in the drone press. I think it was Drone XL. And there was a Chinese company coming into Europe. They're working with I think it was an Austrian production company or something. And I personally find that a bit worrying, because the way that the Chinese have been doing their shows compared to everyone else in the West, and I do literally mean everyone else in the West, the West, the way that all the companies are doing it, they have this kind of diligent way that safety is absolute paramount all the time, and we don't take risks. and we see the opposite, unfortunately. And I don't want to say that everyone in China is doing that, but there is a reputation that unfortunately is starting to kind of follow, where it doesn't look good, and I don't want to see that come in, because then it will make us look bad. It will make all the work that we've been doing for the past few years.
Yeah.
It will it'll just go away like that, and that I'm very concerned about, because we don't take risks. When we do these shows, it's not about just flying. It's about making sure that everything is safe.
Obviously, for those who we don't know what we're talking about, all the drone shows, but just watch this video, and this will probably explain it all, no doubt. I hope. There you go. Flying drones.
Yahoo!
Still so
I
good,
must admit,
Stephen.
I just didn't realise those shows lasted that over that quick.
Yeah, but it's much better than fireworks, isn't it? Seeing that.
Yeah, it's
Fireworks see that.
but the amount of planning that goes in. I mean, those shows we had in Dubai, that was a year and a half ago or so.
Yeah.
It was about a year and a half ago, and we done 45 nights in a row, and we done 2 shows per night. So that was
Wow,
90
shows.
90 shows we done that. So that was 90 shows.
Wow.
Plus we had 5-6 days rehearsals. So you're looking at 50. And that was I didn't have a night off. I didn't have a day off. I worked the entire.
When those drones come back down to land, I mean, obviously they don't land where they take off, do they? I mean, so you've got to physically put them back on there again. Aren't they all on the chart? Aren't they charging up while they're sitting on there?
Yeah. So, but of course, it depends on the system that you're using, of course. But they do come back to their home. Just might not be very accurate, so it will be just slightly off by a few inches or something,
Yeah,
So,
I mean, you can see they'll go back. They'll go back.
Yeah. I mean, they all go back. I mean, that's all down to the work of the team to make sure that we have good radio quality, that we have good GPS quality.
Of course, yeah.
Every time that we fly, we have our pre-flight checklist that we do to make sure. And I mean, if you look at that video, you see that behind we have those buildings. So you have all those buildings there, all those high rises. So that's if any of you know Dubai, that was at JBR. So that was at Jumeirah Beach Resort. So JBR, right. And there's lots of high rises there, and that gives you some GPS reflections, gives you so the GPS was never perfect, and sometimes we had to maybe delay the show by a few minutes just to make sure that we had the connection right, because we didn't want to risk anything. So, and when you have hundreds or thousands of people sitting waiting for you, and you're like going, okay, guys, we just have to delay it, and then I would go up and walk. I would actually walk along and tell everyone that it was space weather. we got some space weather. Just give us 2 minutes.
How many did you put up then, Stephen? How many drones were flying?
In that show, that was 300 on that show. So that was our first ever show. It was 300. Caroline's asking, do you use ground station augmented GPS? We have. So we have a GPS unit that is on the drones, just like you would have in any other drone. But that's it, But we can also have a separate GPS unit where we can read the GPS, so we can see all the satellites, and we can we can check everything. It's a lot of work, but when you do it properly, and you do it right, and you do it safely, you then have safe shows, and being able to. I mean, that was our first time. Our team went out to Dubai, worked all those nights. Okay, all those pilots were. Some of them were like 2 weeks on, 2 weeks off. I was the only one because I was a project manager, so I was the one who was there all the time because I had to be this delegation between the customer all the time.
Yeah.
So I had all through Christmas and New Year.
Hey, Stephen, are those drones? Are they? When they're up in the air like that, are they literally networked with each other? So drone A knows where drone B is at?
Nope.
No.
They're all individual, aren't they?
But all individual. It's just the way that they don't crash into each other, and that's just the most amazing thing. I mean, you see it at takeoff. Right. Takeoff and landing is always the most impressive to me. Sometimes the show is you go, the show's one, fine. But takeoff and landing
ever go wrong? Have you ever had a few drones missing from the display?
You get some drones that don't want to take off, so or you get some drones that want to come back. So you maybe get some holes in the show or something.
Oh,
but it's all done very safely, very, very professionally. It's not easy, but it's very satisfying. You know, when you do a show, when you do that, I mean, at the end of that show, I felt like I'd climbed Mount Everest. I literally felt like I had climbed Mount Everest at all. You know, it was really incredible. And then, of course, we've done the shows in Taiwan. That was our biggest show we'd had ever done. So that was 1,500 drones.
Wow.
And that was just an incredible feat in itself, just being able, and the animation itself, that was also the best animation we'd ever done as well. So every time,
I suppose the more drones you've got, the better the animation, because obviously you've got more drones to make the pictures, haven't you?
Yes, in a way. However, when you, I mean, if you watch the Taiwan show that we had done, they had that tiger because it was Year of the Tiger, and the way that it was animated, it was 3D, and the tiger moved and then opened his mouth, and you could see inside the tiger. But every show we done, when that tiger appeared, you had 250,000 people go, oh,
wow.
Honestly, I'm standing with the customer, but I'm getting emotional every time 250,000 people go, it's like you go, and you go, this is a good job. This is a good job. I like this job, So.
Must be nice to get that reaction.
Can you show a bit there? Hopefully, I'm not sure whether this is the right video, but if I can just cue it up. This might or may not work. We'll see. Dear. If I can cue it up.
Blah, blah, blah,
blah. This might. I'm not sure if it's going to work, but I'm going to give it my damn dead best shot.
There it is.
Oh, that's lovely. Look at that.
Yeah, that was the...
Watch this.
That's called drones.
If I make that full screen. If I make it full screen or not. No, I can't.
Is that Gary?
No, Caroline.
Oh, Caroline.
Yes,
it's going to
repeat over again. But that's been literally the best show we've ever done, and to be part of that, to be, to really pull at people's heartstrings when they see that, because when you're dealing with the Chinese culture, you're dealing with luck and superstition and things like that, and this kind of thing was just blew everyone away, all over the news, and I have to sit there or I have to stand there and try to be cool. I try to be the cool guy, and I'm kind of going, I'm getting emotional every time I hear these people screaming and just going nuts and stuff.
Gary wants to know. He said, "What contingency plans do you have for a rogue drone or if something goes wrong?"
Good question. Very, very good question. We do have a buffer zone, so we have a very, very strict buffer zone, and if we think of the Taiwanese culture, they are very trusting. So if you ask them to do something, they will do it. They literally will do it. If you say to them, "Can you not do that?" They go, "Okay," and it's the entire crowd. If you ask them to do something, could you not? And because there was someone flying a drone, I think it was on the second show we were doing, and it wasn't in their buffer zone. It was just outside, and I just went to the event organizer and I said, "Do you think you could put out a message on your kind of WhatsApp group to the entire?" They were like, yeah, okay, and they did, and like you can see the drone landing. it's like so I mean, obviously it may not be that in every country, but when you have things like that, they just listen to the authorities and say, "Please don't do that." Okay, it's fine, I won't do it. It's fine. The person was probably innocently trying to get some good shots, but when we did do that show, we had drones that were filming that show. In fact, they were all actually Mavic 3s. Actually, it was all Mavic 3s that were actually filming that show. So if you go to the official Taiwanese government site, you'll see the official video for that. That was all filmed aerial. That was all filmed by Mavic 3s, and there was quite a few, and we had to have meetings with them every day because they're filming and stuff. We had to have meetings. We always had briefings with them to say, this is where you should be. You shouldn't be here. You do that. The weather's like this, so be careful. So, but yeah, we take everything into account.
So a question, Stephen, how do you code the drones?
How do we code
players? I think
so drone one,
gamer.
you go there. Drone two,
Who'd
you
be
sit in
interested
drone
in
one.
It's secret.
It's that is the secret sauce in itself, isn't it?
Yeah,
that is the secret
Yes.
sauce. It's all in there that we put into it, or someone else and it actually does that, but we put it into the drones.
So
You have to go talk to Big Blue. Stephen knows what I mean.
Is it bespoke software that is? When I say bespoke, is it software that only you use? I mean, does someone just actually write this software and says, right, this will make X amount of drones do this and do that, and then like that, I'll show you how to use it, or because all those patterns will be programmed, aren't they?
Yeah. So, of course, it's different for every company. We will do rehearsals. So we will do rehearsals. And that was quite tough there because this was a big light festival. So it was called a Lantern Festival, which is a very, very common thing every year, within the Chinese culture. And this was a month-long light festival. And some of the installations they had in the festival was absolutely incredible. But we were the star of the entire of the entire festival. In fact, we were the star so much that we weren't even advertising the program. So they wanted to keep us secret. Now that meant that it was quite difficult to try to do rehearsals because they wanted to keep everything, off social media. Because when we do our rehearsals middle of the night, it will leak onto social media and it will show somewhere else. So that was really challenging. So not being able to do rehearsals, and the customer said, "You can't fly." It was like, we have to fly. We have to be able to see everything's okay. Check that's good. Blah blah blah. And they were like, "No, you can't. We want to keep it a secret." So, but it was very challenging, and that's what I had to negotiate with them and really try to make them realize nicely, of course, that everything should be this way. So, but it took some. For us, it makes no difference. As long as we know that the conditions are good, the radio quality is good, the GPS is good, the weather's good,
should be good. Yeah,
everything's fine, and the team that will give us all the information, all the files and whatnot, we know it's going to be okay. So,
what would happen though? Is obviously because you're given an area, they say, right, this is where you're going to be doing the show. What would happen if they said, right, there we are, there's the area, and you walk around and go, we can't do it. We can't get it right. See,
that has happened to me before. That has happened to me before, and that's one of the reasons why sometimes they would send us, because we are the most experienced. We are the ones who can deal with difficult situations and
make it right.
Yeah. And I think one of our former shows, I got a photograph of the airfield or the area of the airfield, and I said, "No way, it's just not going to happen." They were like, "Yeah, but you can make it happen." I was like, "Yeah, but this is going to be really challenging. This is going to be really, really tough." And
that's why
and
want to do it.
Yeah. So, but I had a few conditions, and we sorted that out when we were there, and but it so I mean, for me, it's kind of like the Matrix. I can look at things and go, that's not going to work because this year we have to fix this, or we're not going to fly until that's done. So
Gary's asking what the flight time of each drone is.
It depends. It's about maybe 14-15 minutes. Caroline's asking, do we fly lights on dim? Actually, yes, we do. When we do rehearsals, sometimes if the customer, that was one of the compromises that we had said that we'll do the show dimmed, so we'll take it down like 40% or something.
Yeah, so you can just see it. So you're not.
So we can just see it,
Yeah.
and then we can get the data to see that everything's okay. So yeah, that was a good question, Caroline. And that is exactly what we would do sometimes. It's not happened on every show, but some shows we would do that. Yeah.
Okay. Right, I think Terry's joined us this week, so it'd be really sort of, well, what can I say?
Get ready, Josh.
Oh, so we got okay, right. So, yeah, right, okay.
We're ready.
Are you ready? Here we go.
Yes.
And now it's time for Terry's joke of the week.
Caroline was asking why I was in the dark. I'm in a bedroom with no lights on. Anyway, my wife, Julie, names have been changed for obvious reasons, but the wife, Julie, she'd been after me for several weeks to varnish the wooden seat in her toilet. Well, finally I got round to doing it while Julie was out, and after finishing, I left to take care of another matter before she returned. When she came in, oh God, she'd been shopping and all the rest of it. And it was all of this, you know. She came in, undressed to take a shower. Before getting in the shower, she sat on the toilet. And as she tried to stand up, she realised that the not quite dry epoxy paint had glued her to the toilet seat. About that time, I got home, realised her predicament, and thought, oh, bugger, I'm going to have to do it again. But anyway, I went up and spoke to her and said, what's the score? She said, I'm stuck. I'm stuck on the loo seat. And we both pushed and pulled without any success whatsoever. Finally, in desperation, I undid the 2 bolts at the top, wrapped a sheet round Julie, and drove her to the hospital emergency room. The ER doctor, young lad, very nice, very efficient, very professional, very, very well dressed, very well turned out, and had a fantastic bedside manner. He looked at her. Ooh. He got her into a position where he could study how to free her. Trying to get a mental picture of this. Julie tried to lighten. Oh, hang on a minute. Oh, hang on. Julie tried to lighten the load by sort of laughing and the embarrassment and saying, well, doctor, I bet you've never seen anything like this before. The doctor replied in his best bedside manner. Actually, I've seen lots of them, just never seen one mounted and framed.
Terry's joke of the week.
You had to scrape that one up. In fact, I went to Home Base today and bought a great big tin of varnish.
Just make sure it works okay.
Yeah.
So
Linda wouldn't come anywhere near me.
Gary says toilet humour at its best.
Yes.
yeah.
Well done, Gary. Thank you.
Caroline says lots of smiley faces. Caroline says a yes from her.
Bernie
Bernie says laugh out loud, Terry.
That was worth waiting for, Terry.
Thank you so much, Marcus. That was fun.
I'm just reading most of our mystery comment. Like, we're good. Hello, Bernie. Nice for you to join us. Been watching so many videos. Bernie's still making them cracking drones where they go.
Has anyone any updates or any more comments on the Mini 3?
Stephen's going to get his after the show.
Yeah.
What about you, Marcus? Have you had one?
So, Terry, it's they said that they shipped it. UPS said they were going to deliver it yesterday. It still says that on the UPS website, and they also say that the drone is not in their hands yet as well. So It's a big mystery, and that's everybody in the U.S. We've all had exactly the same experience. Now, I should say this. Those of us that ordered direct from DJI, we've all had the identical experience. They say they've shipped. The label has been printed, but it is not in UPS's hands. So who knows? It's just a
what has been difficult to get is the Flymore kit. That has been difficult as well, because even though they've been selling the drone and the RC, but there's a real shortage of the Flymore kit actually. So that and I haven't managed to get one myself. I've got the Mini 3 with the new RC, but I don't have a Flymore kit. So I feel half naked with just one battery.
That's going to be.
So Stephen, I ordered the extended Flymore kit. So I'll have one regular battery, and then I'll get the Flymore kit with the two of those heavier batteries. Which
obviously coming to okay, I was going to say is it two bigger batteries, yeah.
That's good. Lauren's just done a video comparison with the Mini 3 and the Mavic 3. That will be interesting, actually. That will be interesting. And what I would be interested to see there, Lauren, I hope you have it in your video, is the GPS.
Hey, so while you're on that subject, Stephen, so that's a good. You just brought up a good point. So I was out on Thursday, 2 days ago, or 3 days ago, and I was doing my lens comparison. I had the Freewell wide angle lens. And I was out at this place called Lucky Peak Reservoir. Now, it is a known challenging GPS environment. I've flown drones out there before. You're surrounded by mountains. So I know it blocks some of the satellites and so forth. I've had drones, I've had them out in the middle, and they lose GPS. And so it's a common thing there. However, I took the Mavic 3 out there, and I hadn't flown it, probably in a week and a half. So it'd been cold for a while. Fired it up, and I had satellites in less than a minute.
Wow.
I mean, I don't know.
Wow. Well, I think this is something which I think, Marcus, I think that would interest you, and certainly what we're experiencing here in Finland right now, because here in Finland we have our not so friendly neighbours over in Russia. They have been actually jamming the GPS over here. So they've actually been stopping GLONASS, and that's been causing massive problems for the air traffic here. So a lot of the air traffic's been cancelled from Helsinki because of that. Now, I was actually over on the east coast. I was on the east side of Finland about 3 weeks ago. I was doing a film. I was actually doing some filming for German TV. Now the FlybyGuys, we never do videoing, right, because we don't advertise. You go to our website, you'll never see that we advertise video, but we do get many companies coming to us and say, "Can you video?" Because we know that you're a good company. So I was doing this news report for German TV, and it was about NATO. It was about Finland joining NATO. So I went to the east. This is like the furthest east town of Finland towards the Finnish border, and I was having GPS problems. And my point here is all the complaining that we've been doing about GLONASS and the Mavic 3 might not be so bad now, because we shouldn't be relying on GLONASS now because of the trouble that's happening globally right now. So it's kind of a twisty thing here, that it might have worked out for the better, actually. So what DJI have done could have been a good thing.
Good thing. And by the way, Stephen, welcome to NATO. And I know you were already in NATO as a UK citizen, but I'm saying welcome Finland to NATO. I mean, I just think it's awesome. Stronger together.
Absolutely.
Gary wants to know who owns the most. I think I know the answers anyway, but Gary wants to know who owns the most drones, Marcus or Stephen. That's easy.
That's easy.
Because there's a bit of a challenge there, because obviously on one side it can be Marcus, but definitely Steve's got more drones.
we were actually we were counting up the hours and the amount of drones flown and the amount of hours flown over and it ran into the hundreds of thousands. It was ridiculous, and I was just thinking that if I ever came to a competition at some point, who's going the most hours, who's going
Yeah.
Who's got the most air miles?
Yeah.
Oh, Jeannie, I don't know if everyone knows, but Jeannie did actually lose her Mavic Zoom. She lost in a tree.
That sucks.
And she's got another one. She's replaced it with what's it called now? It's got a name.
Indie, she's called it.
Indie. That's it. Indie drone.
Hope it doesn't have the same fate as my indie drone.
No. Yours was called Indiana drone. And hers is just called Indie. She shortened it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hello. What's this? I'm reading. This good. They're starting overtime now, Stephen. By the way.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's
We're
going to
in
be
overtime now.
it's going to be tens at home now, so I'm quite happy to stay here, to be honest with you. So let's see.
So have you got to say you got some lots of projects on the go, forthcoming?
We have got a lot of projects on the go just now. So we have our big inspection job that we have. That's going to take up a lot of time, and we are hiring as well, which is really good. So, so if any of you guys want to come over to Germany, you're most welcome. Come over and fly for us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, funny because you said earlier about in
Don't tempt
Germany.
me.
Marcus, you'd love it. You would love, as long as you don't mind heights, because you have to climb, you have to be on rooftops and stuff like that.
Yeah, don't worry about that.
I have to say there was a couple of times where I was like, guys, I'm just going to go downstairs. I can't be here. You know, it was a bit, but yeah, you get to see some nice things. You get to see some.
Luke said, can he have a job? You got a job for Luke.
Luke, send me an email.
Yeah, Luke could be good. I'll tell you what, that guy can fly.
Luke's been doing lots of commercial work for and also he's been doing work for the BBC as well, which is which is good.
Nice.
So yeah, so now Luke, sign up. You have to prove it by flying in bathtub to Helsinki.
Yeah.
Everyone gets paid and they get a free T-shirt.
He's already a window cleaner, should be right. So on the way down from the buildings, when the abseils down the building cleaning.
Yeah, it's nice. It's good to see the drone industry growing, and that's something which I'm very, very proud of, is that we are.
As I say, in the 4 years, I think you said you've been together, you know, you formed FlybyGuys in 4 years ago, you know, and it's come on in leaps and bounds. I mean, I'll take it. How many actually employ you? Do you actually full-time employ now, Steve?
Well, a lot of the drone pilots that we have, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, we've got about six drone pilots. That we have myself, we have Chris and Michael. Chris is the other partner. He's the other founder. It was his idea with me to form the company. And Michael, who's based in Dubai, so we have an office in Dubai now as well. So we actually have another office.
Okay.
We are very international, you know.
So,
So Michael, who's actually based in Dubai, he used to work with me in Dubai when I was working there many years ago in the telecom industry. He is now come in and he's doing amazing stuff. He's doing incredible stuff, and he speaks German, which really helps as well. So he's doing his thing, you know. So we just had 2 weeks. We were driving around all of Germany. We had an Audi A6 Quattro. We were driving around. This was incredible. Driving down that Autobahn at 180, 200 kilometers an hour, and it was just absolutely incredible. And the funny thing is, when you're driving at 200 kilometers an hour, and then a Porsche passes you.
So far, I think, Steve, you've got Luke who wants a job, Caroline wants a job, and Matt Harvey's on his way to the airport.
I can't fancy a job in the Dubai office now.
So I think FlybyGuys have changed the name to FPG International.
Yeah.
I got to tell you, Stephen, I was at the racetrack on Friday, and I was doing about 200 kilometers an hour at the top of the quarter mile. So accelerating from a dead stop and within a quarter mile at 200 kilometers an hour.
Yeah. I've seen your photos. It was quite impressive.
Yeah,
that's very, very impressive. Yeah.
So sort of about 120 miles an hour.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, what I would say about that thing is when you launch from the starting line, and of course that mid-engine Corvette, the engine's right over those back wheels, and it hooks up. Boy, oh boy, you just feel like your chest is getting compressed. I mean, it's just
you must, but I mean, you must feel, like 18 again or something when you get that,
exhilaration. Yeah.
I wear, when I do that, I wear an open face helmet, but the grin is often just I can't.
I'm sure. Because when I mean, you're in a sense, you're in a, I don't know what you say, uncontrolled or controlled environment, but you're in an environment where you can drive like that. But of course, you're driving a certain way. When you're in Germany and you have the Autobahn and you can drive as fast as you want, and that's how they are. And the traffic moves. You don't see accidents. We drove all over the country. You don't see any accidents. Everyone drives very fast, but very, 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 very efficiently.
Lane discipline.
They have very strict lane discipline. They will, no one hogs the lanes.
No.
So when you're driving and you come in, and as I say, when you're doing 200, when you're doing 200 kilometers an hour, and you have a Porsche pass you, doing maybe 250 or something, 250, and you think,
I'll be thinking to myself, no, put me toe down.
And that was one of the nice things about driving there is, and we got the A6 Quattro as an upgrade to a car that we got that didn't work. So we didn't ask for the Quattro. We just Finland won.
Yep, they won 4-3 in overtime.
4-3.
So you can go
home.
Guys,
I don't want to say it, but home is going to be a happy place tonight. So I think I better go.
Stephen's going to get lucky.
I'll celebrate now.
There's only 2 times I get lucky. It's my birthday and when Finland win.
And Finland win.
Right on that note. Right. Okay. Well, Steve, thanks ever so much for joining us. It's been a blast. I don't know when the time's gone. We had so much to talk about.
It's a pleasure being with you all again. It's lovely to speak with you all. I miss you all.
Stay in touch and come back on the show soon because I'm sure you've got so much to do. We can this conversation go on for another hour, no doubt. But someone's got homes to go to. I know Kev's got to get up and Terry's got to move on.
I've got to go to the loo.
Well, actually, I tell you how I'm going to dampen things at home. Finland won. My wife's happy. I'm going to come home with a new drone. Think about that.
Nice planning.
Somehow she won't be too upset, so it's a perfect time to do it. Thank you, Canada.
Someone owns drones and tech, just a boring YouTube channel. Okay, whatever. Anyway, thanks very much for joining us this week, and we'll see you hopefully next week. So have a good week and don't work too hard if you've got to go to work, or Marcus' case, don't fly too much. All right. See you soon.
Bye.